Hello and good afternoon. Hope you all had a great week. Thank you for joining me today. You are listening to the Financial Chick Show, and I'm the Financial Chick. My name is Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions, a full-service independent financial planning firm located in Medford. Your Financial Chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. I'm here live every Friday from 5:30 to 6 p.m. on 103.9 LA News Radio. If you want to know more about me or my firm, you can check out my website at financialchickshow.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram at Diversified Financial Solutions. So like our pages to get updates and see what is happening. As many of you know, in addition to being a financial advisor, I'm very active in various organizations. I'm a board member on the Town of Brookhaven Women's Advisory Board. For those of you that are not aware of the organization, here's some information. The Division of Women's Services, which was created in 1986, through the efforts of many concerned residents, and has since grown to include a variety of services which has assisted thousands of women over the years. The Brookhaven Women's Advisory Board plays a vital role in helping to deliver these services and advises on issues that are of concern to women and their families. This nonpartisan, all-volunteer board, which meets monthly, is comprised of women from throughout Brookhaven Township and is appointed by the Town Council. So if you've been tuning into the show for the past few weeks, you've heard me talking about the annual conference on human trafficking that is being sponsored by Supervisor Ed Romaine and the Office of Women's Services. That will take place on Saturday, September 30th at Brookhaven Town Hall at 8:30 a.m. Today, I am delighted to have a guest with me on the show. I would like to welcome the Honorable Marion McNulty, who is a retired New York State Supreme Court Justice. She is also the Vice Chair of the Women's Advisory Board and the Chair of this conference that we're having just about 2 short weeks. So welcome to the show, Marion.
Thank you so much, Denise. I have to tell you that the Advisory Board, the Office of Women's Services, and I are so grateful for this opportunity to be able to talk about the conference on your show this afternoon. It's a wonderful opportunity, and I'm very pleased to be here with you.
Well, I'm glad, and I'm so glad we could do this. This is great.
Human trafficking is not a mystery, but people are not aware of human trafficking in our community. We don't think of it as being in the town of Brookhaven or the county of Suffolk. Mm-hmm. But human trafficking, in fact, is a scourge that is with us. According to SCATI, the Suffolk County Anti-Trafficking Task Force, 221 individuals in 1922 were found to be trafficked. That's a pretty high number when you think about it. These are young people, and for the most part, and
so
it was really astonishing. Yes,
okay,
in the year 2022.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Department of Homeland Security actually has a definition for human trafficking. Mm-hmm. Human trafficking involves the use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain labor or commercial sex. Victims can be any race, age, ethnicity, gender, sex, or nationality, and they can come from any socioeconomic background. It happens everywhere across our communities, in cities, suburbs, and rural areas. Any minor under the age of 18 engaged in commercial sex is a victim of human trafficking according to federal law, regardless of whether there is force or coercion.
Scary stuff.
It's very scary, and during my preparation for this conference, I was astonished to learn, for the most part, that it really crosses educational and socioeconomic bounds. Mm-hmm. Very wealthy young women, for the most part, although young men are trafficked, mm-hmm. but for the most part, young women, very wealthy young women with great educations in some of our premier high schools and colleges are trafficked, along with those who are from less educated and less wealthy socioeconomic backgrounds. Mm-hmm. Let's not kid ourselves. In accordance with this definition by the Department of Homeland Security, this crosses all boundaries. Languages, sexual orientation, mm-hmm. gender, religion, it's all of it. And the very scary part of it is that many of the victims of human trafficking are afraid to go to the police young women specifically are afraid to tell their parents or their teachers or their friends about what's going on with their boyfriends or some acquaintance or somebody else's boyfriend.
Right.
It's a very scary thing.
It is scary. And people may know about it around the country, but they don't realize it's right here in Suffolk County. And I think, we've done a lot of conferences over the years, and obviously you've been on the board much longer than I have, but with all the conferences, we've done various things with wellness and all of that, but we felt this year, right, when we started talking about it early this year, that I don't even know how it really came up in the meeting. It just, we decided that this would be really something that would serve the community well and to make people aware of what's going on.
We were talking about our conferences, and this is what happens when you volunteer. I was sitting there and I said, we really need to do a conference with some heft, and that was the word I used.
Yeah.
We had to have something that was going to be really meaningful to the residents initially of the town of Brookhaven.
Sure.
And I mentioned something about human trafficking. I have a master's in Homeland Security Administration, and I mentioned something about human trafficking, and everybody jumped on board.
Yeah, because there wasn't anybody that we said this was great, and we all jumped in and said let's do this, and it's been amazing for how many months that the plan has been going. I know it's been on for quite some time.
Months, and the conference is on September 30th. But as you said, we started months ago, and we are going to have some very expert speakers in the field of human trafficking. But I'd like to shout out to my friend and our Suffolk County District Attorney, Ray Tierney, who, in addition to immediately agreeing to be one of our two keynote speakers, the other is Anthony Carter, the Deputy Police Commissioner of Suffolk County. Ray, said, I'm going to put you in touch with my two assistants who are my trafficking bureau. They investigate, pursue, prosecute cases of human trafficking, and I didn't even know that Ray Tierney had such a bureau in his office.
Right? Yeah, a lot of things came to light that we didn't realize. So that it's being addressed, but it's just, again, on the other side, the victims, how can we help them? And when on the flyer, it's make it stop. Like that's really one of the most important things, and a lot of it's awareness.
Oh, it's definitely awareness. And through this conference, the speakers the panelists are really well-recognized experts in the field in Suffolk County, and some of them outside of Suffolk County. But we have Vanessa McAvoy and Amanda Burke, who are our prosecutors, who, when I went to speak with them, told me that Ray Tierney said, do anything you can do to support this conference. Awesome. And they did, in the greatest way. They gave me connections. They told me who to call. They said, speak with this detective, speak with these two social workers. And the minute I spoke with them, I felt very confident that both Vanessa and Amanda would be sources for information and would certainly support everything that we were doing. They referred me to James Johnson, Detective James Johnson from the Suffolk County Police Department, who is the bureau head there, or at least one of the ranking officers, detectives in the Human Trafficking Bureau of the Suffolk County Police Department. Erin Menkel, who is the head of the Human Trafficking Department Bureau in the Sheriff's Office. She was honored by the town of Brookhaven at our Women's Services recognition evening several years ago in law enforcement. She's been terrific, absolutely terrific. And then we have two social workers. One is Stephanie Muller, who is the director of Safe Harbor, Safe Mentoring in Central Islip, and Fetty Castillo, who is the director of ECLI Vibes. And the both of them are, their organizations provide care and services to those victimized by human trafficking.
Okay. Yeah, we're running into commercial break, but for those of you that are interested in joining us, for more information, you can register for this conference. Go to Brookhaven, New York. That's brookhavenny.gov/conference. Registration is $10 per person. The doors open at 8:30, and the conference starts at 9 a.m. Come early to enjoy some breakfast, and snacks will be provided during the conference. We expect to wrap up at around 1 p.m., but do not go away. We're just taking a break for commercials, but we will be back with more information about the conference. You're listening to the Financial Chick Show, so please stay after the break. See how quickly it goes? And the second hand. Welcome back. This is Denise Snowstrom, the Financial Chick. My company's in Medford, and you can reach me at 631-758-8691 or visit my website at financialchickshow.com. I am here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and I'm here to help you navigate all those changes. So today we're doing something a little bit different, but I'm thrilled to be here with my guest, retired New York State Supreme Court Justice Honorable Marion McNulty. We are talking about a very important conference that will be taking place on Saturday, September 30th, at Brookhaven Town Hall, that's going to address the issue of human trafficking. So before the break, we were talking about some of the keynote speakers, but also some of the other distinguished speakers that we have. So you want to finish up with that?
Sure. In addition to Ray Tierney and Anthony Carter from the police department and the others that I spoke about, we do have two licensed social workers who are very well known in the field of human trafficking and assisting victims who they call survivors of human trafficking, because as they've explained it, women who get past the human trafficking problem, situation, where they find themselves, they are survivors. There's no question about it. And we are not sure, but we are very likely to have a survivor speak at the conference as well. But Stephanie Muller from Safe Harbor is going to address survivor vulnerabilities and empowering survivors to positions of strength and self-esteem, rather than looking in the mirror and hating themselves every morning. That's a vital part of the process of recovery. Fede Castillo from ECLI Vibes is going to address specific survivor vulnerabilities and the trauma that accompanies them, because the trauma is what holds the survivor in the situation, and then holds them back as they're trying to survive. And that's what both of these wonderful groups, I've visited both, they are wonderful women doing wonderful things with staffs who are passionate and devoted to every aspect of helping not only human trafficking survivors, but others who are in crisis, and they are generous to a fault with their work. They really are. There's something to be said for those people. I don't think I could do it.
I was gonna say that's a tough job, and I'm sure the things that they've seen are things that we can't even imagine, and that's what's it breaks your heart. It really does.
The thing is, as we introduce and talk about each of the panelists, although they come from very different aspects, the prosecutors, the detectives, the corrections facilities people, the social workers, this group has worked together. You're not going to be listening to people who are sputtering around, not knowing what the next one's going to say. They work so well together that they've put together one big PowerPoint that they're all going to use and go back and forth on. They really are professionally, on a case-by-case basis, they work together, but fraternally, for these kinds of functions, they also work together really well.
That's awesome.
They have a great synergy, I think is the word. They get the point across.
Well, you've done a great job, and thank you for all your hard work in pulling this all together with the keynote speakers and just making it happen.
I couldn't have done it without the support of the Women's Services Advisory Board. We are 18 women who work very well together under the guidance of Sharon Boyd, who is our executive director, under the Department of General Services with Lisa Keys as the commissioner and Leah Jefferson as the deputy commissioner, and of course the support of Ed Romaine, who immediately became staunchly supportive of this conference.
Which is a big deal.
Oh, absolutely.
It's wonderful to have that support, and we all work together for a common goal to help.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that bringing this to The community is really important. That's my goal. Bring this to the community of particularly Brookhaven, but also Suffolk County. Educate the community concerning the risks of human trafficking in the community so close to home, and to raise awareness among the general population that this is going on. This is not just women and men being snuck across the border somewhere by a coyote. It's here in our community. It's not a distant plague. It's right here in our communities.
That's true. Well, I think one of the things that was a big help was the sponsors.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
and people have been extremely generous, so maybe we shout out to some of the sponsors
I
that we
want
have.
to shout out to our sponsors in such a big way. Our gold sponsor, our first gold sponsor to jump on was Mather Hospital, a division of Northwell Health Services. I'd like to shout out to Nancy Uzo, who pushed them into doing this for us, and we're so grateful. Dime Savings Bank, Sachem Library, they are doing banners and other support work for this conference that we couldn't buy. Our silver sponsors are Brookhaven National Lab. I have to look at my list. So I don't want to forget anybody. Suffolk County Correction Officers Association, Long Island Development Corporation, which is a division at Brookhaven National Lab, as is the Long Island Small Business Assistance Corporation at Brookhaven National Lab. Diversified Financial Solutions, that's you, Denise, take credit. Power of Women Exchanging Resources, also your group, so important and supportive of women.
Absolutely.
Hulse McNulty Law Firm, that's my husband's
That's your
law
husband?
firm. Yes, and the McNulty is not me, it's Tim McNulty, his partner. Decision, Women in Commerce and Professions. I'm going to give a tiny little shout out. We're having a membership drive on October the 3rd at the Meadow Club at 6 p.m. called The Barbie Effect, What Empowered Women Learn from Other Empowered Women.
Very nice.
The Dime Savings Bank, ShopRite, the Gallagher Family Markets, through their wonderful human resources person, Barbara Baudier. Our bronze sponsors include the Suffolk County Correction Officers Investigators Association, the Correction Officers Benevolent Association of Suffolk County, Flushing Bank, and Pathway to Senior Living.
That's some list. I mean, that's
Great
amazing
list.
that people have jumped on and are supporting our cause. And like we said, you know, one of the things, it's not just a one and done. I mean, we've talked as a group that this is an important thing to discuss, but we can discuss it, but if we do nothing afterwards, then what's it all about? So, you know, with these sponsorships and having resources, we're hoping, and getting to know all of these people, that we can be integral in helping people get out of this and maybe eradicate this situation.
Well, that's what it's all about, Denise.
You know,
truly
I mean,
is.
we always gotta shoot high, right? So, you know.
And you know, with the power of this group, the Women's Advisory Board, with the backing of the supervisor and the members of the Brookhaven Town General Services Administration and Sharon and others, we really have accomplished something. This is a major conference. This is not a small conference. This is a major conference. We did this in less than 6 months. I would really love to see a follow-up maybe later in the spring, certainly next fall, unless somebody comes up with a better idea.
Well, we also talked about, you know, that movie too,
That's right,
Sound of Freedom, that there, you know, maybe there's some way we can loop that in. So if anybody knows out there, you know, maybe getting a movie theater and seeing the movie as a group. So we have a lot of different ideas, you know, of what we're going to do. But if you want to join us, this is going to be, you know, again, a really, really important conference. Again, for more information and to register, you can go to that Brookhaven NY, so brookhavenny.gov.gov/conference. Again, registration is $10 per person. You can register right online. The doors open at 8:30 and the conference starts at 9, and we're going to go to round 1, right?
Yes.
And we have some breakfast and, you know, different snacks that are going on all day. So, you know, just come and really get this information. And if anybody wants to help, I mean, you know,
Right.
we're always there to
I'd like to see this conference as standing room only. Wouldn't that be grand?
That would be phenomenal.
That
That
would
would be
really be
phenomenal.
phenomenal.
So, really, be there, sign up. You know,
You can go on the town website also and see the flyer that is being circulated. It's all over the place. It's on
Yeah, and we're on Facebook too and everything like that.
Wherever
so
we can post
see.
it, we're putting it up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Denise. This
You are
is a
very
great opportunity
welcome.
for us.
I am so glad we got a chance to do this. So again, please register today. Space is limited, and registration is going to end on the 22nd of September. So September 30th. I want to thank all of you for listening and supporting me and supporting the causes that I bring, and Marion for being here. Thank you very much. And let's all do better and be better. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Friday. And that, my girl.